In Chapter 2, we are discussing the structure of US-listed equity option markets with Gary Delany of the Options Industry Council. Gary, how does the transaction actually work for the customer?
Right. If we look at smaller customers and middle-sized customers, as you know, there are 12 US equity option exchanges, each with their own pricing matrix. And what happens with smaller orders and middle-sized orders is that probably you will go to a smart order router who will execute that order for you. So you haven't got to decide, well, do I need to go to that exchange or that one or that one? You don't need to worry about it. The smart order router will handle that for you. Now, for larger orders, they tend to be, if we're talking about big institutional orders here, they tend to be executed by phone because you're dealing a significant size. But I suppose the point I'm trying to get over here is that the multiplicity of exchanges shouldn't deter people from using the market because most people will be going through a smart order router.
If we look at which of your potential client base is using options, which segments have embraced this concept most, would you say, Gary? Hedge fund managers, traditional asset managers, or those managing private wealth?
That's a good question. We commissioned studies from a firm called Tab Group. And we had a study done in 2014, and before that we had another study done in 2011. If you look at the largest users of the market, and I'm talking business coming from Europe, and I think it's important that you understand actually the proportion of business that we do get from Europe. It's between 9 and 10% of our total volume. But if you break down that 9 or 10%, then about 55% of our business comes from hedge funds. Private wealth management, which is obviously what we're looking at today, is about 21% of the European order flow, and that's up from 18% in 2011. In addition to that, we have proprietary trading, which is, I think, about 14%. We have vanilla asset managers, that's about 6%, and others of about 4%.
But those private wealth managers,
yes,
that segment, you think you can increase that quite substantially?
We have focused significantly on private wealth management in the United States, and we have had a good success with that. If you look at our website, optionseducation.org, you will see that there is a dedicated wealth management or financial advisor section, and you can go on there and there's various learning things or tools to help you develop your business, etc. We have found in the US that to give wealth managers simple ideas is a very good way to go. So we talk about options as protection, or perhaps increasing your exposure to something quickly. We talked about options as a way to increase the return on your stocks, which particularly in a low interest environment has received a lot of interest. And then also there are other strategies like putting a ceiling and a floor underneath a position by using a collar. That's been attractive to wealth managers as well.
But wealth managers, Gary, they're really being affected by a broad range of new regulations which are coming in to really revolutionise their industry. MiFID in particular, it's a headache for so many wealth managers we speak to here. How are these type of regulations affecting the use of options in portfolios?
I think that what we are seeing as the market becomes more, or as more and more stuff is pushed towards being centrally cleared, that market users are becoming more relaxed with the fact that their exposure is not bilateral, but is actually, with a clearinghouse. If you look at the volume that our parent, the options or the clearinghouse for the market handles, I mean, that's about 4.2 billion contracts last year. So it would seem that people are relaxed with that. I think that we will see more and more people looking at the listed markets as a way of executing their business. The OTC markets is obviously another component of the market, but although nothing is planned at the moment, it seems likely that more and more of these products will be cleared, if not exchange traded.